Okay, so the next phase is about setting up a chart or a graph, and this is what this is referring to on number 18. Make all data in columns A to A, fully visible. Select only the athletes where the country is Great Britain. Okay, so first of all, make all data in columns A to O fully visible. I'm going to turn off, first of all, the show formulas and take it back to normal. Excuse the noise. And we're going to go A to O, right click, and hide. So we get everything back. Okay, so we want to select everybody from every athlete from Great Britain. So this is where we use our filter. Just checking that there are no other filters selected at the moment. It's all clear. So what I'm going to do is select the drop down menu and untick select all, and then go down to Great Britain and select, click OK. We've got all the athletes from Great Britain selected. So let's just remind ourselves, it says select only the athletes where the country is Great Britain, use the athletes' names and the average distance that each of the athletes throws the javelin to create a vertical bar chart. So use the athletes' names and the average distance. So it just wants those two. That's your X and Y axes, if you like, for your bar chart. And go back to my spreadsheet. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, we've got the athletes' names here, and we've got the average throw over there. One way of doing this would be to select all the way down from athletes, including their names, put your finger on control keys on the bottom left hand side of your keyboard, and then select average throw and the data underneath it. Okay, so you then need to go to insert. It's asking for a bar chart. Let me just confirm that. It's a vertical bar chart. Okay, so we've got some horizontal ones there. Let's go to all chart types. Okay. There doesn't seem to be an option for a vertical bar chart, but I'm just going to select that one just to see what happens. Okay, that's gone horizontal, so you'd be marked down for that. So I'm going to just delete that and undo that, and then go for inserting a column, 2D column. Move that there. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions. It says label this chart with the title British Javelin Throwers. Okay, so at the moment it's just saying average. So if I just double click on there and then type in British Javelin Throwers. Now I've noticed something, that the X and Y axes aren't labelled. Not necessarily asking me to label them in the actual practice paper, but I think it's good practice to do that. So if I click on the design area here, we can see we've got other options that you could use. I'm going to go for the layout and go for axis titles, and I'm going to go primary horizontal axis and title below axis. And so this is going to be athletes, and on the left hand side I'm going to need to do something for the left hand side. The vertical axis, I could do a horizontal title. I'm going to call that distance. Just double click on that, distance, there you go. So that's nicely labelled, and I could just make it a little bit smaller, make it fit onto the page, or we can see what it's asking for. Where does it want us to position that? Okay, print this chart, save this using the file name chart. I think what I'm going to do, what is good practice, is to create a new tab, double click on the name and call it chart. And I'm going to move that over onto there. So if I just select the outside area, cut, and move it into there. That is good practice. Okay, so that's charts and graphs. See if you can choose another type of chart or graph and compare the two. Compare how you might use different graphs in different situations.